Hey, how you doing? Another walkthrough for you. This time it's on these guys. It's the Uncarved Block. Hailing from Australia. People thought they'd gone away, but no, they're still around, they're still kicking. Before I start the actual walkthrough on the 30 degree set, I'm gonna talk a little bit about shipping. Now, Uncarved Block actually did a really superb job on wrapping the holds. Now, all of these holds here, these ones here, there's nothing wrong with them. Now, bearing in mind this box came from New South Wales to Sydney to Vancouver and then to Montreal where it got to me. It was opened by customs, I think at least once, maybe twice. Their packing was really good. Now the shipping company they used, who we won't mention for a second, well, let's just look at the damage quickly. Out of all of these holds, 5 are chipped. This sloper, it's chipped. Alright. This chip. This guy is chipped. This green guy, which has got the worst of it, is chipped in a couple of places. And then this big one here is also chipped. Now, this is of no fault of Uncarved Block. Their holds were wrapped absolutely amazingly. The only people I can actually point the finger at, you know, it was a long trip, the only people I can actually point the finger at is these guys. Now, I'm going to reenact what I believe TNT did with my box. And it was a pretty big box. It wasn't this box. I would show you the other box, but there's a couple of words I can't really use right now. But I'm just going to point out what TNT did to this box. It says fragile. That's actually what I believe TNT did to the box. Lovely people. Customer service is perfect. When I changed the address for delivery, very nice, phoned me back, told me they're shipping the box. It was perfect. Unfortunately, they played touch football with it about 10 times. So, if you're shipping with TNT, wrap your holds extra special well, because they're going to get otherwise. And we're going to talk about the Uncarved Block 30 degree set. There's actually a lot of holds in this set, so I'm gonna not go through all of them. I'm just gonna pick out the ones that actually really, you know, take my fancy, I suppose is the word. This one, obviously, 30 degrees, nice, big, slopey. You can get on it, you know. People thought Uncarved Block, you know, the yin yang had disappeared. Yin yang's back, and they're still making holds, and they're making new holds. So go have a look at their website and go see what new stuff they're coming out. You know, there's the new slopers hidden somewhere around here. But this one, nice big, matching, pinching, good smooth back. You can see it's been sanded. You can see the sanding lines in there. Inset washer inside. Nice yin yang logo. Rather than use stickers, just have it molded into the hold, or onto the hold. Sorry. These are actually inset little plastic discs that go into the hold and they're pre-glued in. Actually, quite a nice touch. Now, I remember this one. I have Uncarved Block holds in the UK. This one, I know this one can be climbed on a 45 degree wall, but 30 degrees do actually make it much nicer. Again, pinching, little top pinch. It's a nice hold. Again, nice and smooth. Little, you know, there's a little indent where there's been a bubble and the bubble's popped and it hasn't quite caught. But you know, overall, nice and smooth, nothing to worry about. Then, there's the footholds. It's a 30 degree set. These holds are made to go onto your wall, you know, and set roots. There's a bunch of footholds here, so you're going to get like 6 footholds, which is pretty cool. These have got a much rougher texture than the smooth texture that these guys have got. They're really quite grippy. They're very, like, quite crystalline, almost like it's sand, but they're really quite nice holds to play around with. One of them is easily 3 fingers. nice and indented. Thanks for that, Chris. Nice and indented. It's going to make for a really good, like, you know, look how deep I can get my finger. I'm up to my knuckles. Like, I'm deep in this hold. It's pretty good. Again, this one, a little bit tighter. So this one, 2-finger pocket, nice and deep. You can see how deep I can get. Well, I'm actually up to my second knuckle on this at the moment, and you can see my fingers are pretty well thing. Nice and snug. You could probably catch around the outside if you're feeling pretty spicy, and then get a match in. But they're actually pretty good pockets, nice and ergonomic. There's no rough edges on these pockets. They're nice and smooth. All of these holds have nice, smooth radii, so you can actually get on them and not knacker your fingers. This one, I've seen this one at the gym a few times. Big open handle edge, but again, it's nice and curved, so your fingers are never completely crimped over. You know, it's nice and smooth, flat back, good straight hold. And we'll do one more. Chris, pick a hold, any hold. That one. Okay, trust you to pick the small one. In cut, it's actually like a smaller version of the one I just put down, which is here. There you go. Oh. This is actually a smaller version of this. Less in cut, nice smooth, 3 fingers on top. You're gonna get onto it. It's got a slight edge to it, but nothing that's really gonna give you too much trouble. Remember, these are built for a 30-degree wall for nothing more. You know we're gonna put them on a 45-degree wall anyway, but you know, these are nice. You can get a good wide open hand on this. The only problem I have just noticed with these holds is that the yin yang logo is actually gonna, like, you know, some people are gonna get their fingers in the bolt holes sometimes, you know, when they're cheating. These ones, I'm gonna end up putting my thumb onto the yin yang symbol and actually just like using it as a little bit more. Even though it's smooth, I'm gonna use it because there's a little edge on it. It's gonna give me a little bit more gripping power. Slopers, pinches, you know, pockets, and there's even some little, and like, you know, it's a small hold, but it's actually a full-on little mini jug, you know. Again, nice round edge, nothing too bad, smooth back. Like, all of these, I'm surprised. The only holds that don't actually have the yin yang symbol on them are the foot holds, because they're, you know, they're too small and it's pointless putting them on. But even the small hold's got a really nice little inset yin yang symbol, and it's actually a pretty bomber jug. Now, the one hold that's probably going to be, let me check. Yeah, I remember this. I think I've got this. I have this hold in the UK, and I've had it for years. This one. Oh, this is possibly one of the most evil pinches you'll ever come across, because invariably when you see a root setter play with them, they stick it as a pinch. Now, it's, you know, it's got a really nice in cut. 4 fingers, beautifully designed, just for 4 fingers. Your hands are small, you can probably get your thumb up on here as well. Beautifully designed, but when you're trying to pinch on it and trying to get your thumb around the edge, the texture's really good. When you try and get your thumb around the edge, it's really hard to hold on to. The other thing of note is the Uncarved sent us a wrench, which is always nice. We don't lose wrenches, but it's always nice to have more wrenches. And this is actually made of resin. All of these holds are resin, and it's actually made of resin. It's got the symbol in it, and it's really quite comfortable to hold. You know, you could do it with a hold to put some string off and hold it off, hang it off your harness, but it's actually a really nice, quite nice ergonomically shaped wrench.